Hello? Can anyone around here speak basketball?
It's the Confederacy of Dunks Basketball Podcast.
Bonjour, hi, hello.
Whoa, you're doing the French intros now.
I am.
I like
Welcome
it.
to the Confederacy of Dunks Basketball Podcast. I'm the host, Freddie Rivas.
I'm Tarzan Dan.
Matty D over here, Matt
What's
Duncan.
Up? What's up?
Thanks so much for listening to the Confederacy of Dunks podcast. We're hardcore Raptors fans. We're going to talk some NBA. We're very, very happy that our team won a round in less than 6 games.
Like, no big deal.
No big deal. If it's your first time listening to podcasts, where can you find us, Matt?
You can go to dunkspodcast.com and we got all these fun buttons you can click there. iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, Player FM.
Dig it.
And guess what, guys? We are on YouTube.
Holy smokes.
We don't film them yet, but we put them on there, and we do get around 5 listens
That's right.
on YouTube.
And they're getting a static image.
But with a nice sound bar that moves.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You know, so it's, you stare at that for an hour 20.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Please like, subscribe, help us.
We're on Twitter at
Help
Dunks
us grow,
Podcast.
you know?
Yeah. Lovely reviews we have on iTunes. Let's keep them going.
Yeah.
You know?
And we're up to how many subscribers on YouTube now?
On YouTube, we've got 11.
Woo! BR12. You know what I mean? BR13. We need that. Knights of the Round Table. Okay, let's get cracking here.
Yeah. We got guests.
And there's no first timers on this episode.
Never.
It's rare.
Sometimes. Yeah.
Okay, in studio, I've named her the Denim God.
Yeah.
I don't even know if she likes that, but I think it's kind of cool.
I love it.
Yeah.
She's amazing. Give it up for Jess Nicolette.
Do you recognize your music?
No, but I love it.
It's her first time hearing it. She loves it.
It's the only time I picture myself as a cute little like anime character.
Yeah. It definitely has an anime vibe, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's
Is it like Pokemon or?
I'm picturing like a Spider-Verse version of you.
It's called Delightful D, which could mean denim.
Cheers.
We don't know.
Wow, Delightful D. Okay, let's.
Could mean anything.
Could mean anything.
Let's bring on guest number 2.
Oh, everyone knows this song.
Yeah, everyone knows the song. Everyone knows this dude. This is my bro, the Beaverton's own Miguel Rivas.
Wow, that's some wacky stuff. Look at that. The wobbly bass. I would describe that as a wobbly bass. Wobble, wobble.
Blobby Samba.
Yeah. That's
Blobby, right, not wobble. Blobble.
No, Blobby.
Blobby samba.
Yeah.
How you doing, Miguel?
I'm doing well. How's everyone doing there?
We're good.
Great.
Yeah.
Let's just dive right in.
Okay.
First things first.
Yeah.
Matt, tell me something I don't know
Yeah.
about Solomon Alabi.
Okay, Solomon. One of these stories again where it's like Colangelo had his eye on the sky and was like, he's going to be huge for us.
Yeah.
The Mavs drafted him in 2010, and then he got immediately traded for cash.
Sure.
To the Raptors. He was 7-1.
That's it?
No, I got some more.
No, I was saying that's it for the height.
He played 26 games for the Raptors from 2010 to 2012.
Okay, I remember him.
You do remember him?
I do. Yeah, not well. But
No.
a bit.
Was he a blocking machine?
I
That's
don't remember.
what he was supposed to be.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I think I would have remembered that.
26 games in 2 years.
Yeah. He got traded in the 2012 season, but he
A great run.
he had a good run.
Amazing.
He last played for the Fukushima Firebonds, which I didn't know Fukushima has a basketball team.
They do. They're called the Firebonds.
That's pretty wild. That's a pretty,
That is wild.
Sure.
Did you know that he didn't play basketball until he was 15?
No, I didn't know that.
Played soccer in Nigeria. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, big into that. And he, so he was picked 50th overall in the draft, right?
Yes.
And everyone's like, this blocking machine. He should have won the first round. What happened? Came out after he left the league. Did you know that it was revealed that he had hepatitis B?
Ouch.
Apparently.
Which one is that?
It's the one we all got vaccinated for.
Right.
In school.
Okay.
It's still
Right. That's
one of the ones.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
Not him.
So he said that
Wild.
hurt his draft order.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, and I mean, some of these are kind of rough today, but
Hey,
we're getting to the bottom of the list
Matt,
here, guys.
No need to apologize. I am going to give you a C minus.
Okay, that's all right.
Give him a Hep C minus.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a Hep C minus, and when you give me that Raptors sting.
Oh, jeez.
We the North.
Live from the
Arena.
Very good work, Matt. Yeah, very good work. Especially when you say live from the and deliberately press it while looking at me. Okay. I'm going to try and clean up the segment I started for the playoffs.
I'm ready.
But I think I did. I did a little bit.
Okay.
We're going to start with Kawhi Leonard and his quest to rise in the all-time playoff steals list.
Yeah.
So,
who's he passed? Anyone?
So he passed Dirk Nowitzki.
Ooh.
And he also passed David Robinson.
Wow.
Kawhi now sits 47th all-time, and he's coming for Bobby Jones.
Bobby Jones.
You hear that, Bobby?
Cannon's coming, pal.
Okay, let's start talking Raptors.
Start looking over your shoulder, Bobby Jones.
Yeah, Bobby. This isn't the last we've heard of Bobby Jones. That's a promise.
Damn.
The
laugh is just like in the distance, just closing in on him.
Yeah, if you're scared of Davy Jones, honestly, you should be more scared of Bobby Jones. Okay, that joke fell apart. So sorry. Okay, Jess, let's start with you. We won. We beat the Magic in 5 games. This is
I predicted.
You predicted?
Yes.
I said 5. I changed it up a little bit after we lost the first game. But from the outset, I predicted 5. Yeah, this is a new feeling for Raptors fans. Is there a best thing about the series for you?
Okay, so I have a friend who she moved here from Montreal last year, but this year I finally got her into basketball. She's super into it. And I have to explain shit to her a lot. Don't get too worried or da-da-da. She hasn't. I was like, you don't understand the pain and suffering that Raptors fans have been through. So after the game 1 loss, she was insane. She was like, this is a disgrace. I'm so worried. We're not winning anything ever again. And I was like, chill. You need to just trust me.
Yeah, you're the Raptors are 2-14 in game 1.
Yeah, just, don't worry. And so I took her to game 2 and she was like, I can't believe this. Oh my God, what a comeback. And I was like, no, that's just how we do it.
Yeah.
Come on.
But was that a good feeling though?
But doing it in 5, I'm telling her, I'm like, yo, you have this road so easy this year. You just should feel blessed. There's been no pain except for all those injuries. But in terms of winning, that kind of stuff, oh man, she does not know the pain and sorrow.
She knows nothing of the Bargnani era.
Nothing. It is, she's getting a real taste of the grade A beef here.
Yeah, she's getting all the good stuff.
Yeah. But that being said, I'm like, this is amazing. I'm so happy.
It's a happy time. If you're a new fan, it's all you know is happiness.
Yeah, which is good for you.
If you're an old fan, then it's like this weird type of redemption where I'll jump to Miguel before I say a couple things here. Miguel, what's your big happy moment from this Magic series?
Well, I love just thinking about what Jess said there. It's kind of like any fan who's getting into it this year or in the past 5 years, they're going to be hooked for life. We had our thing younger. We liked Vince, or we liked even, just the creation of the Raptors. Everybody needs something to hook you forever. So the people are like, this is so fun. It's like, well, get used to it, because when they get bad, you're still going to be hanging around.
Yeah. All I needed was a Chris Bosh pump fake. You know what I mean? Then I was hooked for life.
For me, the best thing about this first round, besides feeling no stress at all for the first time, was just the team forming an identity. I feel like they've established that they're arguably the best defensive team left in the playoffs. And if they're going to have a route to the championship, it's going to be that way. And so to me, seeing those sequences of where they wouldn't even let the other team shoot, it was like, oh, yes, God damn it, yes.
Yeah. I think I'm connecting with you both on this like sense of happiness, but also, you know, kind of like finally something went the way it was supposed to.
Except for game one.
Except for game one. But I think, you know, having the Philly series to the side of us, seeing them lose a game one and kind of like plow the other team, there is this feeling of like, okay, finally we're better. Like we know we are. And we have players that can perform in the playoffs, you know, perhaps even better than they were in the regular season. And we don't have, we're not rooting for all of our players to have the best possible game. We have games where, you know, someone can kind of have an off game. We have, you know, Lowry had 0 points, even though he obviously had the plus minus of 11. But, you know, the truth is somewhere in the middle there for that game. And then also, you know, Kawhi had the flu game. And Gasol got in foul trouble once. And all the while, it was kind of like, we're so much better than this team.
We've been so scarred, though, that it's like, we're finally getting a chance to practice like the Popovich mantra of never get too high, never get too low.
Right.
So when it's going well, it's like, don't get too excited. Like you gotta just remain calm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really have to pace yourself because you're like, I don't know, this could go either way for us.
Yeah, it's true. Like I feel like when we were going to play the Magic, I had kind of said that I thought that was the toughest team in that bottom part of the bracket.
Totally.
Because of their
Other than Indiana.
Yeah, I think Indiana, like mid-season, it seems like Indiana kind of just slowed down as the season came to an end. But the Magic that wasn't the case with them, and I think they were kind of gearing up, and they just didn't have, you know, they're like however good Gordon and Isaac will become, that's not going to happen this year.
Vucevic,
you know?
But even with that being identified, they seemed so handleable.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Even as it was coming up, it was like, okay, yeah, they're an upstart team. They have this and that going on, but the Raptors should crush this team. They should crush them. And they did.
Yep.
Yeah, we did. We crushed them.
Yeah.
It was great.
And I think that like it crushed them in like every sense because you could tell after game one, they definitely thought, oh my God, we may have a shot. Oh my God. Nah, nah, nah. I like to troll like fans from other teams on YouTube.
Sure.
Watch their videos.
Oh, yeah.
There was this one guy who
Subscribe to us, please. Yeah.
who was like I never leave mean comments. I just like to internally curse or laugh at them.
Sure.
But yeah, so this guy is like, you know, Toronto's like the easiest one. I feel like we could win the series. Da, da, da. And I just was like, oh, watching your videos after game two is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
And it really was. But they made that whole city think that something could happen. And like, sorry, Magic, this is just your name.
I will say their promo videos were a bit much. I don't know if you saw it, but it's like, we are back.
Wow.
And it was like showing all these like Shaq and Penny moments. And I was like,
no.
Just slow it down a bit. Sorry, go.
You know, and
Miguel?
kudos to Jess, because most people don't realize that half of the work there was just like finding Orlando Magic fans. They don't even exist.
Ooh, take
Are they
that,
out?
Florida.
Bam.
Oh, a little dead air. I like that.
The little bam. You know, we all thought about like, wow, take that, Florida.
I kind of
eh?
felt bad that there's no fans.
I'll say that I think what I felt the best about this series is that it was kind of like, you know, hopefully Lowry, his finger is okay, but it seems like there was no injuries and it was a good kind of like practice series.
Yeah.
And I felt like it wasn't the regular season. Everyone has to play. Kind of on to your point, Miguel, there was some identity forming. You know, Serge is the backup. You know, all the, I think, people who doubted Gasol and what he might do in the playoffs, they're probably not doubting that too much anymore after he eviscerated, Vucevic.
That was pleasant.
Kawhi totally stepped up. Pascal basically said, like, I am not going to have a playoff slump. Danny still provided amazing D, even when he's cold shooting. And Lowry obviously is still the pulse of this team and is going to find a way to contribute in so many ways, and there's even like Norm played well. I think
Norm.
Fred was, I don't think Fred was like bad, but I don't think Fred kind of like made a major impact. But then again, he's like our 8th guy right now, or he's like our 7th guy. I
don't think he found his groove like everyone else did.
Yeah.
But he wasn't bad. He just was, he had a couple turnovers that were really sloppy. Just like, I don't know. Maybe he had the flu, but no one cared to ask him. I don't know.
I love the idea of like
Maybe he had scarlet rubella.
Yeah, he probably had scarlet rubella. I love the idea of like lesser players having like ailments and like no one asking them. Like McCaw's worst game, like he has the flu.
Yeah.
But it's a bad 10 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think you breezed past it, but really maybe the actual best thing of round one was seeing Kawhi when he's really trying. Because I think all of us were still kind of like, oh my God, when he had those 2 or 3 games in the series where he really dominated.
Yeah.
It's special. It like feels crazy to be able to watch it even.
His help D feels like Batman. Like when he's like his on-ball D is nasty. But, I might even say that I think at this point, Pascal's on-ball D, I find more furious because I feel like there's something about Pascal where he kind of like slumps over the guy he's guarding, and he has such good length, and he's just so fast.
Yeah.
But Kawhi's like, like football style free safety. When there's such a good concrete D and he's floating around there, it's a nightmare. He's just tipping balls. He's stealing things. He's coming out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
I think it was like someone on TV was like, witness the marvel. And I was like, yes, I am witnessing this. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Look at him. There are not a lot of
the marvel is nice.
Like,
the marvel is good.
Or it was like, look at the magnificence that is Kawhi Leonard. And I was like, yes, I am.
I like witness the marvel.
Yeah. But it really,
Yeah, it's like he was good all year, but then seeing the way he is in the playoffs, like as promised, it feels like it's like as a kid when you would like save up your allowance all year and then to go to Canada's Wonderland or something. And it's like everything you ever dreamed and fully delivers.
Yeah, and even when shit, like when sometimes someone goes for a 3 and you're like, no, why did you do that? That was such a dumb shot. When he would do shit like that, I was like, yep, you go on with that. I know that's going to go in. Just go ahead.
For it.
Yeah, no, he was incredible in this series, and I think this is what it's like to play a really, really great player. And when you have a really great player, as the series goes along, he ends up dominating the matchup more and more and more.
Yeah,
it doesn't really go the other way.
Nobody could handle him on the matchup.
Yeah, and I feel like that got it got progressively worse for them. And I feel like the one bad game he has, Vucevic goes off, Ross is making some shots, Gasol gets in foul trouble. After all that, Pascal has his playoff breakout game. And I think that was just like, okay, that's your bad Kawhi game, and you're toast. It was good. It was fun to watch. I feel like we're kind of touching on rotations now. So, Miguel, I'll jump to you. So we got the starting 5. In the first round, Serge averaged around just hovered just over 20 minutes, or sorry, he might have been around like 19. Fred was like 23 minutes or so, and then you had Norm at 19, and that was basically it. Do you think that?
What did Jody Meeks do? Did he average anything?
No. Everyone else who played was like total spot minutes.
He had spunk. He
sorry.
brought some moxie to the table.
I'm sorry. Yeah, he did a bit of he gave some like a sharp look to a couple of friends. But as far as like contributors in that series, it was 8 guys. Nurse rolled with 8 guys. That's who they were. Do you think that is what we should be doing going forward, or should Nurse kind of like look in the tickle trunk and see what's there from the outset?
I think there's only 2 things worth looking into the tickle trunk for, really, and that's in the Philly series, and that's going to be if McCaw is healthy at all, if he can maybe play a little better than Fred. Fred doing 23 and Norm doing 19 makes me feel like there's maybe 10 or 12 minutes out there for another guy. And if McCaw is as efficient as he seemed to be, I don't know, maybe his size will be enough to keep him on the floor against a giant team like Philly. But I think the only other reason to mess with it would be to bring out Moreland of all people, just for foul trouble reasons against Embiid if he gets Gasol in huge foul trouble.
So you're going to Moreland.
It's kind of like why mess with it if it's working so well? That we looked a little short, I will say, as a team with Fred, Norm, and Van Vliet, Lowry, and Norm all in the rotation, but like. I don't know. It's just working, right? So there's nothing to be upset about.
So you're going Moreland over, Boucher or us playing like a version of small ball? Like you think
so.
We will need someone to bang?
I think so. Yeah. The only other thing I would also say as a second point is that it's like it's nice seeing our players up on the leaderboards. Like, oh, Lowry takes the most charges and he gets the most loose balls. But you never want to see any of your players at the top of the minutes list, if possible. And so seeing Pascal leading the playoffs in minutes.
Yeah, he's 37.
Like, wow, that's great, but let's get him down 5 or 6 minutes somehow.
Yeah, that's going to be tough with OG because Kawhi and Siakam are kind of like compensating for OG the most on the roster. Danny Green's only playing 27 minutes or something like that. There's only 3 players who average more than 30 minutes in the series. It was Kyle, Kawhi, and Siakam. Yeah, I think that's kind of tricky because OG is like such a big body like that. You're kind of looking at like, I guess, yeah, maybe McCaw. Malcolm Miller's tall and can shoot very well, but yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what use he'd have in the series really.
What did Kawhi do for minutes per game? He was, he could probably absorb some of Siakam's minutes somehow. Yeah. No,
he was. I think he finished actually around 35.
The first game 34. It was 33.
Yeah,
and we were all like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Yeah, but we probably don't want him doing more than like 36 or 37, right?
Unless it's like we really need him out there. That was the problem with game 1.
Yeah.
Any roster ideas from, or sorry, not roster, but like rotation ideas? Like, is there a reason to want to get Jeremy Lin some minutes?
Meeks, God.
Boucher.
Boucher, I love. I feel like he doesn't give a fuck.
He doesn't.
He comes out, he plays, I'm going to do this, I'm going to shoot this 3, maybe it goes in, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
he's so skinny though.
He's so skinny, and also like, he's not experienced enough, I think, to go up against, if it's like, I don't know. I'm just like, if any of the starters from Philly are on the floor, then I'm like, nope, please, not Boucher. He'll get handled.
Could you imagine Boucher trying to stop Embiid from backing down?
It
would be horrifying.
I feel like I'm like sturdier.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, you'd have to like definitely like put like earmuffs and also put your hand over your child's eyes.
Yeah. So I don't know that Boucher would be the answer. I guess, Moreland.
Just because he's huge. He hasn't shown huge. That much, but he's just a huge body. I don't know.
It really sucks. It sucks. OG being out, it's bad.
I'm kind of thinking there's a chance that we're going to stick with these 8 guys, but some of those smaller guard lineups will work off the bench. I think Fred is going to find a lot of space in the series and be able to fire up. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
But me and Miguel were talking the other day, like, as we're moving on to like kind of thinking about Philly here, it's like, who are their non-bench players, right? So just a reminder, there's Mike Scott.
He just got injured. What's going on with that?
I don't know.
Yeah, he bruised his heel, right?
Yeah. He's got a bit of a heel bruise. They have McConnell, TJ McConnell. I think Matt's pulling up the Philly roster now. Boban, obviously. There's not a lot of people on their bench who are going to hurt us. I think they have Ennis, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, beyond that starting lineup, I feel like it's as good of a time as any to start talking about Philly.
Yeah.
So Jess, we're all confident Raptors fans now.
Yeah, we got to be careful.
We got to be careful, right? So
Never get too high, never get too low.
what scares you about Philly?
Amir.
Oh, sorry, Amir. Oh my God, Amir.
Oh yeah, Amir.
No, isn't he hurt as well or no?
Oh, he is hurt.
Yeah.
Isn't he hurt? He hasn't been playing. That's why he was on the bench and like they checked their phones. It was such a big dumb thing.
Oh,
yeah.
that's right.
Yeah, I'm not too.
Is Moose hurt though?
19.
Oh, Moose.
Oh, Moose. Oh,
here he
Moose.
comes.
He is the Eastern Conference playoff contender hussy.
He knows all our plays.
My God, he's been around this block.
Oh, I know. He has. I don't think he played for the Bucks this year.
He's played for all 4 teams left in the East
Yes.
Yeah.
at some point.
He's like a less successful KD. He's just like trying to find the one that can take him there.
Hey, he's ring chasing, baby.
Yep.
In the East.
Yeah. Well, he's not going to get it this year.
Yeah. So wait. Who did I ask last?
Me. I
Yeah.
don't
So
remember.
what are you afraid about Philly?
Oh, right. What am I afraid of?
Are you afraid of Butler? Are you afraid of Embiid?
Hell no. Embiid, like, yeah, he's always scary, but also he's got tendonitis. You can't really leave him on the floor that long. I know he talks a big game against teams that aren't elite level teams, which is like great. That gets the whole team going, but
Yeah.
we're not that team. So I don't really know. I don't know. Of course, like, yeah, whatever. He's unstoppable. I think Gasol can handle it.
Yeah.
So him, Ben Simmons, come
Gasol's
on,
career
give me a
numbers
break.
against him are great, right?
Yeah.
So.
And I don't know. I think I'm more concerned about, I guess, if like Jimmy Butler gets hot, Tobias Harris, if he gets hot, like if they can really shoot threes consistently and like get around our defense, that would concern me. But I don't.
So
I just don't
you're not
feel
scared.
like that's. I'm really not. My first answer was almost like, I don't know, their arena's pretty hostile, so like maybe that. But
Yeah. I can't say I'm super scared of this series. I think that there's, for good reason, the Raptors are the favorite. We're kind of gelling at the right time. Our hands on D are so active. I think that they're going to have a tough time running plays against us, especially if it's Simmons as the guard. You know, they don't have any kind of traditional pick and roll to space us out.
No.
I do think though that Simmons and Embiid are young, raw, super strong, athletic people who are competitive, and they're going to find a way to exploit whatever matchup in some way.
yeah.
I think that
But also, I think that the way that they exploit certain matchups are not going to work against teams that have a lot of experience. Like, you're not going to get to our players by, like talking a big game, doing a bunch of that shit, just like, whatever. Embiid with his like talk, Simmons. That's not going to, we don't let that get under our skin. You can get under people's skin when they're like a young team and like, but I don't know. Kawhi, I don't think he can get phased. So I don't know. I'm just, I mean, like, I don't want to act too cocky. So I'm just like, I'm trying to be conservative.
I like the optimism.
But yeah, but my heart right now is like, just bring on the next round.
I like it. Miguel?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I feel like it's going to be hard for them to get under their skin, but my biggest fear is that maybe somehow Serge gets in a fight and is suspended. I feel like if there's, they are agitators, and Serge, he's always kind of due for a fight.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know if he'd fight in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think after that last one, when he got with what's his face from Cleveland, he was like, I really thought about like, I shouldn't do that. I'll get suspended. I can't act like that. I'm embarrassed that I did it in front of young fans. So maybe he's just like turned a new leaf.
Yeah,
it's like we're getting calm, meditative Surge.
Go ahead, Miguel.
And Serge has known Embiid since he was a young guy and like is older, and they're both from Africa. So maybe Embiid doesn't think of him as a young punk, so he won't try and like mess with Serge as much.
I think
of an old man.
That's not the fight candidate for me. The fight candidate,
Pascal?
No, it's Serge, but it's him and Boban. He's gonna ask Boban, be like, "Do you want to be on How Hungry Are You?" And Boban's gonna be like, "No," and then Serge that's it. It's like flip switched.
Yeah,
I think that's what happened in the Cleveland fight. He was like, "Do you want to be on How Hungry Are You?" to Marquise Chris.
Not enough food.
Yeah. Marquise Chris was like, "You're a bad cook." Serge just literally tried to strangle him.
I'm huge. I need a bigger portion.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder. Okay, Miguel.
Is anyone afraid of Embiid having like a historical, coming out party year?
No.
I am.
He becomes the next MVP candidate. That's something to be afraid of.
You know what?
Right? Being on the wrong side of history there.
I'm going to say it. I'm going to name a bit of a fear I have in this series. I think that I think we're the better team, but I think there's parts of the series that might become the Embiid show, both in terms of his personality and also his just he seizes the moment quite well. And yeah, Boston played him off, but we're not really trying to do that with, we don't have a Horford. That's not how Gasol rolls. And I think that if you're Coach Brett Brown, you're telling Embiid the start of us winning this series is you winning this matchup with Gasol. You need to beat Gasol. Period. And I think that
Gasol, who's been in foul trouble in that.
That's right. And I think Embiid's probably looking at his career numbers and he's like, oh, Gasol, covers me better than anyone. He might take that matchup personal. Now, I think Gasol is good enough to recognize all of that and still kind of turn the tables or basically just affect him in different ways. There's so many things Gasol can stand on the 3-point line.
Yeah.
And that in and of itself is going to be a huge problem for Philly because Embiid really doesn't want to come guard out at the 3-point line because when he does, then Kawhi is just going to feast. So, yeah, Gasol is definitely going to be able to hold his own in the series, but I think a young superstar in Embiid, there's a chance for a coming out party. I think he could have a coming out party
if we
have
lose
his best
game
series
one
and
to
still
them,
lose.
That's a problem.
Yeah?
History is not looking good on that front.
That's my only fear is this is a team I'm no, we're taking game one.
Jess, you started this pod being the confident, sage, older Raptors
saying,
fan
if there's anything
who
that
is
scares
I'm
me.
chill when I lose game one.
But not
against Philly? Yeah.
Remember last year? Okay, when we played Cleveland, I was like, we got this. Their team sucks. If we had won game one, I know it's coulda, woulda, shoulda. How can you tell? But I really feel like if we did win game one, series is a whole lot different.
See, you're also such a Raptors fan that in this moment of joy, you're revisiting a missed bunny from JV last year. Listen, everything's okay. Everything's okay. We beat the shit out of the Magic.
I'm starting to sweat now.
I know. Just breathe it in. We beat the shit out of the Magic. We haven't played Philly yet. Everything's okay.
I'm really not actually worried about the series, but I feel like their confidence is going to shoot up if they take game one.
Okay, wait. I wanted to ask this to both of you, but first to Miguel. Who does Embiid target? He's going to target someone on this team. Miguel, who's he coming for? Who is he identifying? Is he going to make fun of Danny Green's snakes? You know what I mean? Embiid's pretty funny. You know what I'm saying? He might.
Lowry's going to be his target. He's going to go after hot-headed Lowry and say something that we can't see that's so offensive on the court.
Maybe.
And Lowry's going to try and fight him, even though he's a foot and a half smaller.
That's a loss for him, though, because Lowry could probably kick his ass.
Yeah.
And then also Lowry is the guy who's wants to be angry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I do agree with you. I feel like Lowry's also vocal enough on the court. Embiid's vocal enough on the court. That's part of the problem with Kawhi. If you're trying to get under his skin, he's just constantly going about his business and does it better than you. So it's going to be hard for Embiid to, but he did go after Jared Dudley. So that's why I'm thinking is he going to go after Fred? You know what I mean? There's definitely a part of him
instigate. That was Jared Dudley. I'm not saying he started it. It's that Embiid did some dumb, he got Jared Allen in the throat and Jared Dudley said something and then Embiid was oh, here's my target. I got it. Perfect. So and it was I'm sorry. That is kind of an easy mark. It's an older dude.
Anyone could have the mental edge over someone named Jared Dudley.
Yeah. It was.
If he goes after Gasol, I feel like Gasol is just going to invite him to his garden.
Yes.
He'd be I have a really nice rooftop garden. Just moved to Toronto. Please.
Let's put all this behind us.
Yes. Let's watch something.
Brother.
Yeah. Let's watch something grow. I think that's it for my Philly thoughts. Probably I think maybe 2 games for our next pod. Do you want to just go for it, Miguel, and make a prediction for the series?
I'm going to go Toronto closes it out in Philly in 6 games.
Okay.
Wow.
Same. Agree.
Same?
Yep.
I'm going to say Toronto closes it out in 5 games.
Whoa.
Whoa, that would be wild.
But I think that just to explain my choice, I think that's gonna have a lot more to do with us closing well, and it's not at all gonna be framed like even when it's 3-1, people are gonna be like Philly could come back. Like it's not gonna be like Orlando at all. I don't think.
Hard to imagine winning 4 games in a row against this Philly team in the playoffs. 4 in a row. Like doing that against Orlando was literally the first time the Raptors have ever done that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah, I think 6. I think we're gonna lose. Like, it's not a big deal. We're gonna lose.
Matty D?
But yeah.
Oh, you want to ask me?
I want to ask you. What's
Let
a
me
prediction?
see. What's it like in Toronto sports? Well, this is going to 7, folks.
Oh, I like it. Matty D. Oh,
We're going to win, though.
Oh, look, he's grizzled right now, Matt. You should see him. Oh, man.
No!
Matt.
I know. But we can't have nice things all the time, apparently. So
This year, maybe we can.
it's true, but it's gonna go down to the wire, I think. But it's gonna be like a blowout at home. It's gonna be crazy.
Oh, that'll be great. Okay.
And then
I'll watch that.
Serge will give like the Phantom mask back to Embiid.
Oh, I like the drama. Yes, Matt. Your head's in the right place.
Yeah.
Some wrestling level stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I like the idea.
Imagine if Serge and Embiid were a tag team in wrestling.
Oh,
It would be
wow.
amazing.
It would be pretty great. I can't wait. But just a side note, I can't wait to watch some international basketball with Cameroon because it's going to be Pascal and Embiid.
Yeah.
And that team's going to be,
That's awesome.
I don't know. Yeah, it's like Luc Richard and Mute is the other guy, but he's a bit of an older player.
is.
And I'm not sure.
He'll play internationally.
Yeah, he'll play internationally, but like just those two,
Yeah.
I'd be very excited to watch
Yeah.
on the same
That is
team. I
fun.
think that's such a compliment of maybe it's like a Ben Simmons Embiid thing all over again. But Siakam's amazing. Come on.
Siakam can shoot.
All right, Matt,
Yeah.
tell me something I don't know
Yeah.
about Clifford Rozier.
Okay, Cliff. This one's a bit of a bummer. Okay.
Worse than the hepatitis B.
Yeah, this one's worse.
Okay,
He played 41 games for the Raps in 97.
more games.
Yeah, played more games. He was the first
Not a
round pick by the
season.
Warriors.
Not a full season.
Not a full season.
Not a full season.
He was a Warriors first round pick. Unfortunately, he had a lot of mental health battles, and he apparently has schizophrenia and bipolar disorder.
Ouch.
He kind of disappeared after the Raps and went back to Florida, where he's from, and he struggled with a drug addiction and was kind of in and out of jail and whatnot. And he unfortunately died of a heart attack
Ouch.
at 45 a couple years ago.
Sad story for
Actually, a year ago. Yeah.
God.
Sorry, what's the purpose of this segment?
That is
Just to remember that, all the Raps that have passed through by the stone,
all the Raps
by the
that have
rock, they have different levels of
It's
success.
exploring different Raptors, but it's also like real life, and sometimes it's
This
sad.
is the 92nd Raptor that I've covered, and
It's like the Confederacy of Dunks in memoriam.
yeah,
It is. And I'll say this, Matt, sometimes the details are hard.
Yeah.
And you didn't sugarcoat anything, and you laid it out. No, you laid it out. I'm gonna give you an A+ for that.
A+.
Would you give me that NBA sting?
Lindsay in the membrane. Lindsay in the brain.
Nice one.
Lindsay in the brain. Lindsay in the brain.
That's just a full-on. I just cut that right from the track
Ooh.
I would
Yeah.
buy the vinyl of this music.
of Lindsane in the Membrane.
No, of all your work, Matt.
All of it.
Oh, the way you look around the internet, you find it sounds. It's beautiful.
Okay, I will say that my last player a little more fun, a little more cheerful.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Hey. I've tasked you.
Natural causes.
Oh God, Matt, I've tasked you with something very difficult.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna keep
boy.
it going here on my segment.
Yeah.
This time it's Kyle Lowry's all-time assists
Oh,
in the
boy.
playoffs.
You passed some people?
So Kyle started with 335 threes in the playoffs.
Yeah.
He now has 378
Wow.
threes in the playoffs. So since the last pod,
Yeah. Who's he passed?
Kyle has passed Dick McGuire, Paul Westphal, Slater Martin, Mookie Blaylock, Reggie Miller,
Ooh,
Sam Jones,
damn.
Dirk Nowitzki, Horace Grant, John Wall,
Damn.
Bob Dandridge, Tayshaun Prince,
Not the prince anymore.
Joe Johnson, Jimmy Jones, Lenny Wilkins,
Oh.
Eric Snow, Jason Terry,
I'm
Brian
getting sick.
Shaw, Mike Conley. Okay, that's it. And wait, here's the best part. He now sits 87th all time. And guess who he's coming for? Bobby Jones.
Oh, wow.
Same guy Kawhi's coming for. So heads up, Bobby Jones.
Bobby Jones.
Jones.
Moving down the list. So that was 24 people?
It was 24 people.
Wow.
No,
for
sorry,
you.
18 cannons.
18 cannons.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was a lot.
Yeah, Kyle's really climbing the list fast. But I mean, it's notable. Got to say it, right?
Yeah. Reggie Miller.
Or Miguel, what's your opinion? Do I have to do that segment?
It's funny.
I mean, I think you could give it a little redo right now. I think it'd be great if we could just hear all those names once more.
I do like, there's some where I was like, oh, give me time for a joke.
Yeah, some of them sound like made up names.
Like Slater, whatever. Slater.
Oh, that was a cool little
Slater.
Slater Gator.
Slater, man.
Okay, so sorry if you're listening to this podcast. Let's get cracking on
My
some.
favorite name in that list is for sure Mookie Blaylock, which I always love that name. What's
Oh
his
yeah,
name?
I like Bob Dandridge because I couldn't really pronounce it. I was like, "Who's that?" I can't
Bob
pronounce his name.
Dandruff. See you later. Off
Yeah.
my shoulders like dandruff.
Cheers! I'll assist you off of my head, Dandridge.
Bye-bye.
Okay, Jess, let's get going here. Just because I remember for our 100th episode for the hot take pod, your take was the Bucks bounced in the second round.
That's right.
So how are you going to marry that with, I hope, your deep hatred for the Celtics? Celtics Bucks. What are your thoughts, feelings?
You know, here's the thing. It really is hard to pick, like, who do I want to play out of these teams?
Right.
Definitely for this, I'm like, ooh, yeah, give me Philly. But for the next round, I don't know. I think at the time I definitely was like, I know the Celtics are sucking right now, but you knew that they were going to like get their groove back. Them playing against Indiana was so unfair. It was like them just being in practice for 4 games. It was, but
In all fairness, though, the top 4 teams all got like a practice series. in the
it's
East.
true.
In a way.
But I also think the fact that like Milwaukee played Detroit was also just like, okay,
Yeah.
cool. See you at practice tomorrow
Yeah,
at
it was
like
hard
Little
to measure.
Caesars or whatever. But yeah, that I feel like them meeting now is probably one of those teams is going to get caught so off guard by the matchup and just like, oh shit, we forgot how to actually play top level against an amazing team. I don't know that it's going to start that way. I feel like the Bucks will come out just like smoking. They're just
Yeah?
going
You
to
think
roll
so?
past them in the first game.
Really?
Yeah, but after that, I don't know. I'm really again, they've never won a series like since the early 2000s.
The Bucks.
This is the first time they got out of round 1.
Yes, this was Giannis's first series win.
I'm like, nah, you're not gonna like go from that all the pay your dues. This is not fair. Honestly, I just feel like it's unjust. And like as a person, I'm like, this is not cool. So get the hell out of
Yeah,
here.
you like marginal growth.
Yeah, and then you as much as I hate the Milwaukee fan base, like beating
Wait, you
Boston.
hate the Milwaukee fan base?
Oh, they're the worst. They're just
Really?
like a bunch of white trash. I hate them.
More than the Boston fan base.
No, but it's like Boston.
No,
I'm
it's
used
scum
to.
versus scum.
It is. It is. Like, you're like, I don't know who I hate. You're different types of me hating things. Boston is like obnoxious, but I get it. That city's won stuff, etc. Milwaukee, I'm like, shut up. You guys don't have a right to say anything. You shut your mouths. I mean, whatever. But
They need to pay their dues in your mind.
yeah, but beating Boston would be so delicious that I mean, that would be everything to me. Losing to Boston would suck, but beating them would be so much more gratifying than beating the Bucks. We've already beat the Bucks. I know we didn't beat this year's Bucks, but like, whatever. Also, I don't know. I really do hate Milwaukee in a less fun way than I hate Boston.
I hear that. I mean, like I'm kind of like I'd say more afraid of the Bucks.
They're a city that
than Boston,
they
but
pull out Born
I hate
in the
Boston.
USA, which I'm just like, shut up. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
They're Born in the
They're
USA
one of those
arena
places.
for sure.
Yeah.
Miguel, what's your take in the Boston Bucks series?
I think that the Bucks are going to take it, but I think it's going to be pretty close. I think that the only chance that
It's a 7-gamer.
the Celtics, yeah, it could be. It could be. I think that the only chance the Celtics have of actually winning the series is if they somehow win Game 1 convincingly, which seems extremely unlikely. We all saw Boston this year. They were all yelling at each other in the press, and Morris said they're a team of individuals. That first round sweep was almost kind of bad. They needed to face like one game of adversity to see if they could withstand any pressure.
Oh, that's true.
And, they're going up against an absolutely transformative player having the greatest MVP year.
Yeah.
And, they go flat. They go flat as good as their defense is. They go flat on offense. So I think you have to take the Bucks, but
So are you not buying this, kind of like Gordon Hayward kind of coming into form and maybe that being able to pose some problems for the Bucks?
Nah, I don't think so. I think that the Bucks defense is very good and the Celtics offense can be very bad, and that's a horrible combo.
So what about
the whole league can't stop Giannis, so I don't see Boston having a better shot.
Yeah, I mean it should be fun with Giannis because I feel like he's about to play a series where there's a lot of options against him. And again, there was a lot of options against Kawhi for Orlando. But I think theoretically, you have some size. You have Morris, you have Horford, who's, one of the most underrated and excellent kind of like nuanced defenders in the NBA. You got Tatum, super athletic. I think you have options, but again, like Giannis is that special. And
he is.
And that darling Boston team last year, got taken to 7 by a Bucks team that had some of the same players, but not at all the same system, and was actually being coached by Joe Prunty.
Yeah,
because I made a bunch of jokes about how Joe Prunty outcoached Stevens. My mortal enemy Stevens got outcoached by someone I think people don't know. Joe Prunty is maybe a made-up person. You know what I mean?
Sounds like it.
It's a funny name.
It's a funny name. Right? He's a good guy. But, I think this series is going to be a super tactical battle. You got like very smart coaches. I think that Boston might be able to throw some interesting looks at the Bucks, and I could see the Bucks. I could see their system bending. You know how last year we had the what was the whole tagline for last year? It wasn't the process for the Raptors. It was culture change. No, what?
North over everything?
No, not the.
A culture reset?
It was similar. Anyways, it was something like that. It was it's supposed to be like a 2-year process. And I think the Bucks have installed this amazing system, and the system just hasn't really faced adversity. Similar to like the Rockets last year, where they just plowed through the league.
Yeah.
And then they're about to play a team that is just grisly on D. I know they don't have Marcus Smart, and obviously Brogdon's not going to be in the series, but Boston is definitely going to make some big plays. Again, though, I do kind of trend back to the side of one of them has a transformative player. and the other doesn't.
Yeah.
And I think that Irving is going to be able to do some special stuff on offense as usual.
Yeah.
We'll see what his percentages are like, because Bledsoe has emerged as one of the best defensive
I know all the
guards
stuff you guys are
in the
saying
NBA.
is right. I just don't want to believe it. So
I love though that like you actually
I'm flopping. I'm flip flopping right now.
I know. I'm
just
flip flopping too, because a week ago a couple of days ago I said Boston in 7.
Mm-hmm.
But thinking about Giannis and then thinking about how it's actually going to play out in a game, he's really just going to compromise everything that Boston does. Like they could go small. Like let's say Lopez gets played off the court. They could genuinely play Giannis as the center and be fairly unaffected.
Who's the one-on-one person against Giannis from Boston?
Probably Marcus Morris.
You know, that's not going to work.
No, that's not. But I mean,
gonna work.
There's and it's kind of like Harden, right? When it's like a super stylistic thing, it's not so much one-on-one. Like, who can stay in front of him? Tatum, for large parts of the court.
Yeah.
So
Too small, too short.
no, I know. Like they're all like no one's. I mean,
How tall is Giannis? What is his size?
I think he's
6'11".
Yeah, I think he's
between 6'11" and 7 feet.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say 6'10", 6'11". Maddie's
He's like
on the keys over there.
Valanciunas' height.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well,
but he plays like,
Yeah.
Kawhi.
I'm gonna go Bucks in 7. Nope, I'm gonna go Celtics in 7. Okay.
See how hard it is?
It's hard.
You just like really don't know, and then I don't know.
6'11".
6'11". Yeah. Miguel, the Dame shot. Dame Dollar. Damian Lillard. That shot was insane.
Dame Dollar.
All of the wild posing. It was like perfect NBA meme storm.
Everything was perfect about that shot, like following the shot.
But
the wave, the crowd, the
great.
diving on, the look at the camera.
That look was
every single. That was the most perfect NBA moment in a long time.
it was very, very good. But I'm kind of interested in like the ripple effects. So I've talked endless times about how teams rush to want to break teams up, and Portland would have been so silly to have done that this summer. And I'm sure they're feeling extra vindicated by keeping McCollum and Lillard and keeping that talent there for this moment alone. Hopefully they have a long run and it gets even better and there's bigger moments. But for this moment alone, that's why you do that, and that's why you build continuity, unless there's obviously a Kawhi level upgrade. But so let me actually let me just throw it to you, Miguel, first. Pick Portland or OKC and tell me what you think this means, if it means anything.
I think for Portland, it's sort of like the high notoriety moment in the playoffs they've been lacking for several years. The fact is that the NBA isn't just about winning and numbers. It's mostly about that, but it's also a huge celebrity culture thing. And for whatever reason, the Lillard, McCollum Blazers have been like the unsexy team in the West for so long. I don't know if it's the Portland market or... I'm sure other people have a better understanding of why that
Probably
is.
Portlandia or
certainly
something.
seem to be overlooked every single
Everything's
year.
organic.
Despite finishing third, fourth, third, over and over again. They need something like this, something impossible that everyone will tweet about, that everyone will talk about for a long time to even get some sort of credibility. So I think for them, this is like the best, and also the way that they won round one. 4-1 or whatever is just so great. Like, I think it's such an amazing tiny moment that will pay dividends for that team.
What about for OKC?
For OKC, I think it's a bloody nightmare. I think it's sort of like everything seems set in stone and like it has continuity and it's great until it's done, I remember when the Heatles were together, it was like, oh God, will this ever end? And then one summer it was just like, that's over. It was like, oh damn, okay, it's just over when it's over. And this to me feels like Russ is over the hill. That's like the consensus. I think other people have been calling it before that his style won't work, blah, blah, blah. But I feel like this is a dagger in him being respected as one of the top tier players in the league. I just don't think you can put him there anymore after this series loss.
Yeah,
So I think it's real heavy, and it even ruins the Paul George narrative a little bit.
For sure. I mean, yeah, Paul George stayed to be with an aging
go out in the
superstar
first
with
round?
a super outsized contract that's going to be prohibitive to being competitive. You know, that's kind of like that's, you know, so if we're like cool, if Kawhi's like, oh, look at Paul George, he's now kind of like, oh shit, look at Paul George.
Yeah.
She's trapped. You know, or it's kind of a bit of the Portland thing where it's like, hey, you have Westbrook, you have George. They're locked up. You know you need to surround them with more shooters. You know you're going to have an aging Westbrook that nobody wants. So he's got to change his game. And maybe that's just like that. It's that hard conversation that, you know, Nurse and Casey had with DeMar and Lowry.
Exactly
and I think it comes down to how do you think Westbrook is going to age? And Jess, let me throw both the Portland thing and OKC thing for you. But sorry, go ahead.
Okay, I'll start with Portland because it's way happier. I just think it was like amazing. That was everything they needed. They got this series. Everybody like underrates them constantly. Yeah, again with the like you should blow up the team. Yeah. Everything about this was so awesome. And they're my like Western team too, so I was like, nice. Hooray, we're all doing it. But yeah, it was amazing. I feel like who are they playing next round? Do we know yet?
We're waiting. It's going to be Denver or San Antonio.
See, I think either of those teams, I'm like, okay. If it's Denver, it's the size that might be an issue, but
yeah.
But I'm just like, I've got real faith in them. I'm really, really happy. And I think everyone else is
It was
too.
an inspiring moment.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Which I think, like, as Miguel was saying, like, in a kind of like a celebrity culture and all the different things that permeate in the NBA.
Yeah.
When you have big time notoriety or a big moment or like this like sellable image or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And in this case, you have Damian Lillard basically with 2 walk-off shots in his career, which is not even really a thing in basketball.
And
have like a walk-off homer.
Oh, man.
But he's had 2 of those now. And I think that's going to pay dividends for Portland.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what were we going to say about OKC?
Oh, OKC's a big hot mess. I just feel like, I'm not going to say like blow it up, but they have got to change a lot. I know that it's on paper, you're like, look at all these amazing players they have. It's just, no, they're not. I'm not buying what they're selling and they're not delivering what they're promising. And something has to change. I don't know what it is. It's kind of like a waste. Now this poor Paul George is now like, fuck, cool. This is what I came back for. I don't know.
Yeah.
They got to change. I don't know. Maybe do something crazy, insane. When we traded DeMar...
The players with the best long careers adapt, right?
Yeah.
They're number one options, but they figure out, hopefully earlier rather than later, not when they're 33, but when they're 30 or 31. Okay, shit, I'm not the number one guy anymore. I'm going to be a number 2 or a number 3, and I'm going to be a team player.
Yeah.
Like, look at the way Wade has transitioned. Pretty magnificent, really.
Yeah.
He did a great job. And his career went really long for it, or the way Dirk did it. And if you insist on being a number 1, you're Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you think Russ will do that?
That's the conversation. Like Westbrook, you got to lean back hard.
He really does. It's like enough. I know he's like, everyone complains about, I'm a stat patter, but you do too much shit that you can't do. You're not. He's just not pulling it off. It's stop.
For me, it's the shooting. He shoots so much.
Game, he could be still an incredibly effective player for like 6 years easily.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally.
He just won't be MVP conversation player.
And I think he needs to just put that away. You won already. Just like take it easy because your team is not winning. You have to change something.
And I think if it's one thing that Russ will respond well to, it's someone being like, "Hey, take it easy."
Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna. I'm sure he'll welcome that criticism. They should ask that reporter from Oklahoma to do it. That guy whose questions he won't answer.
Oh yeah. Oh god, that's.
Hey Russ, pull down your hat and fade into the west.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just touch on the rest of the series, which all remain in the West.
I know, right? Crazy.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So yeah, Houston, lost a game to the Jazz. It's very exciting there. It was like, that's kind of like they're heading towards a gentleman's sweep.
Yeah.
The Clippers had that amazing comeback.
Yeah.
And you have I think a potential 7-game series in Denver and San Antonio. Although Denver seems like they've won 2 games in a row, and the last game was like a pretty big win.
I haven't been able to watch any of their games, which kind of sucks, but I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think I really care that much about that series. I do because I'm like, hooray for DeMar.
Tell them, San Antonio. You just don't like places that play Born in the USA.
I'm actually impressed with San Antonio. Like, and maybe a little bit disappointed. Remember when everyone was like, Denver's going to be the team? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Denver has responded to the call pretty well because San Antonio, like opposite of the East. All these teams, like Portland beating OKC in 5 games is so much more impressive than most of what the East did in the first round.
Yeah.
And then San Antonio is a pretty formidable opponent to be playing in the first round. I think the Clippers are slightly overrated, personally.
So do I.
But I think that even they're better than the Orlando. You know what I mean? Maybe. They are. But
I feel like they're the same.
Fair enough.
Put them away too.
Yeah, that's not even a worthy conversation. Yeah. Miguel, you want to touch on any of the Western Conference battles or non-battles?
I love that Houston is doing the gentleman's sweep, and that so will G-State, because it just like maintains the idea that all of the remaining contenders are on even footing. Mm-hmm. I like that keep dreaming that we can beat G-State or Houston. Anyone from the East, minus Boston doing a sweep, of course, but like. They maybe needed that to remain on the top tier with everybody else as a competitor. So I love that aspect. And I'm actually pretty into the Nuggets-Spurs series. I do think it's pretty disappointing from Denver. I kind of thought they would strike harder, but
strike harder against
made it an exciting series for me. I think it's fun. I don't know who's gonna win, to be honest.
And the emergence of White. Who's like a dunking machine for San Antonio. It's like, what the... I think...
It's frustrating that the Spurs keep finding people. It's like, how do they do it?
They're the Spurs, man. But yeah, I think we're all pretty psyched for the inevitable, which is G-State Houston. And I don't think the other Western series is going to be like a major slouch. It might be the 3rd most entertaining series.
I just feel like people have their eyes on the East.
Yeah.
And then, I guess whatever, right. Golden State and Houston. But like people are just like salivating for what's about to happen.
The East is a bloodbath that everyone predicted. And they're super excited for it.
It's great.
And the 4 best teams have made it and all look ready to go.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm expecting maybe a different tone this time. Matt, would you tell me something I don't know?
What disease are you going to tell us about?
About Walt the Wizard Williams. Walt Williams.
Walt Williams. Do you know Walt?
Yes.
Are you familiar with the Wizard?
Yes.
Okay.
He did hate crimes or something.
Oh, I see. You're trying to associate me with him. Wow, Matt, that's a new low, eh?
He played just over 100 games for the Raps from 96 to 98, and he was pretty decent during that time, getting 16 points and 5 boards as an average.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty good. He actually averaged the best for points when he played for the Raps. He played for a few teams.
Hell yeah.
Did you know in high school he quit because he didn't like to run in practice?
That's wonderful.
Who doesn't?
That's wonderful.
And then he kind of, I guess, regretted it, and he wasn't able to get back on the team. So he became a team manager, and then he had to wait for like a sub later in the year to get on the court. But yeah, he hates running, and I mean, I feel for him.
Sure.
Did you know that he wore his socks to his knees in honor of his boyhood hero, George Gervin?
I didn't know that.
Isn't that nice? Now, I know we've had a few former Raptors in this movie, but do you know he was in Eddie with Whoopi Goldberg? We've had a ton of
I didn't know that.
Raptors.
Was he? Did you know if he was a significant character? Did he have a line?
Were his socks to his knees in that too?
I think that was part of the contract to have the socks. I'll have to rewatch Eddie.
Like a girl guide.
Matt, let me put in just a bit of a request for you to watch Eddie.
Yeah. Okay, I got to watch Space Jam and I got to watch Eddie.
I'm watching Eddie right now.
Oh, sweet. The other thing that he appeared in, which is pretty fantastic, music video for Hootie and the Blowfish.
Oh,
I
what?
want to be with you.
Wow, really?
What?
That one?
Yeah.
That's like their hit.
I know. He made
Matt,
a music video for
You
it.
saved the best for last. That's an A plus for me. Do you have more?
That's
Tell us
all-
how he died now.
Yeah, no, God, no.
Actually, yeah, he had.
Oh, no.
No, he's fine. He's fine. Oh wait, do I have something else for him? Oh yeah, so
Buy an air conditioner.
he's a sidelines reporter for the University of Maryland right now at the basketball
Wow.
games.
Okay, go
Yeah.
Maryland.
All right, Walt the Wiz.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Matt, would you give me that Quickish Questions sting?
Quickish Questions.
Okay, here we go. Before we do the Quickish Questions, Miguel and Jess, we have some more record breaking to get
Oh.
to. So this is Danny Green from 3, all-time
Yeah.
in the playoffs. He started with 191 threes.
Okay.
He now has 201 threes in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Since last pod, he has passed Scottie Pippen.
Ooh,
That's a big one.
Pippin' skipping. Get out of here.
Yeah, nice one. And Michael Finley.
Ooh, Finley. I ain't got one for you, but just get out of line.
And that's
Can't
it.
see you.
That's
It's
it?
dimly lit in here. Finley.
Oh, nice.
Bitch.
You spindly Finley.
Just kidding. I like him.
And he's coming for Jason Terry.
Ooh,
So he's not
Terry.
he's not coming.
Terry better be scary. Eid of green.
Nice.
Until
Yeah.
then, we wait.
Oh, did you just play the crickets?
Not so scary.
I can't believe Matt just
I'm
threw
really
the
Sorry, everybody.
Matt threw the crickets on us, so he's the one who needs to apologize.
Me.
But yeah, so he now sits 18th all time playoff threes made.
That's great.
Danny Green.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good, right?
Like, that's pretty darn good.
That's really
Pretty
good.
darn good.
Really good.
Okay, let's do some quickish questions. You two ready?
I'm
Yeah.
ready.
Okay, you know the drill.
I'm flipping ready.
Oh, you're flipping ready. Great. So I'm going to meander through some questions. You got to answer as quick as you can. No stalling. You can't phone a friend. Or Matt
Wait,
will.
you're going to meander and we have to be speedy?
That's right.
Quickish.
Okay. Jess. How long will the Philly series go? I
6 games.
I guess you already said 6. Okay. Sorry about that. Bit of a dud. Matt, if you were starting a team, would you take Dame or Westbrook?
Oof. Easy question.
I'm going to take Dame.
Okay.
Yeah.
Miguel, considering the number of times Drake was photographed with Casey at Raptors games and Casey's horrible playoff record, does Casey have the ultimate Drake curse? Also,
Oh,
does
Drake
this
curse.
mean the Drake curse is cumulative?
I think he must have, and now he's free of the Drake curse because his hair started turning black again somehow.
Okay, that's a wonderful answer. Jess, will Gasol be the answer to Embiid? He has been Embiid's worst matchup in the league all season.
Answer? I mean, he'll be the solution, but like, I don't think he's, gonna put an exclamation point on it. But
Okay.
yes, I mean, for us, yeah, okay.
All
Yes.
right. I'll accept that.
He'll be the solution to the process.
Okay. Ooh, I like that. Matt, is Boban the most likable player in this series?
In the series, between the Raps,
Philly.
Philly, most likable.
Yeah, that's right.
No, I like Danny Green. I think it's Danny Green all day.
It's not Boban.
Yeah.
Okay, Miguel. How long before Damian Lillard gets a backcourt violation on one of his step back 3-pointers?
Oh.
Probably about 6 feet. It'll be a 6-foot step back. That's how long.
So you're not judging by time. You're just judging by amount of feet.
Judging by distance. Yeah.
Okay, fair.
Keep increasing each step back. By a matter.
Wow,
And
interesting
when he
take.
reaches 6 feet, it'll just be too far.
Interesting take on the question. Jess, 1 year removed from being 4 times Eastern Conference champions, just how cocky will Tristan Thompson be in next year's preseason interviews after a 19-win season with the Cavs?
Ooh, Ooh, I think he's going to have a full press conference. Maybe possibly plead his case in front of Congress.
Wow.
They're still the team to go through. That's how cocky.
He's going to double down.
Yeah.
Matt, who makes the best cheesecake? Cheese steak. Sorry.
Cheese steak?
That's a big man.
Not Philadelphia.
Listen, who makes the best cheesesteak? That's all the question is.
Definitely, you got to go to Boston Pizza if you want to get a cheese steak.
Oh, Boston Pizza. Okay. Boston.
You know what? History was made. That's the first time Boston Pizza has ever been recommended for anything.
What do you know, Boston? Well, what's famous in Boston? Pizza. What do you get at Boston Pizza? Cheesesteak.
Oh, you gotta go to Boston Pizza, but the one thing you got to do, don't touch the pizza.
Okay.
You go to Boston Pizza for the Philly cheesesteak and for the New York slice.
Miguel, what is the name of Nick Nurse's acoustic covers album? Side note, this person writing the question says, I think it's called Songs to Hoop To.
Oh.
I think it's going to be called, I have a couple options, but I think it might be called Nursin' a Mean One.
Ooh, cheers.
Or else, If You Don't Know VO Me By Now.
Oh, a little bit of a Drake reference.
That's good.
Exactly. Or what about Fully Loaded Management?
Wow, that's a Yahoo fantasy name.
Oh, here's my favorite. Teacher by Coach Nurse. There's 3 options.
Wow.
Wow.
I like it. Okay.
You guys are going to be so upset when you realize it's just a Sublime covers album.
Hey,
Sublime.
okay, Jess. What's the perfect food to complement Raptors Sixers game 1?
Ooh. I don't, honestly, whatever food you want, but you're using the Sixers lunch money to pay for it.
Oh.
Or milk money, whatever.
Okay.
You're going to
like
beat you up in
lunch
the
money.
schoolyard, take your lunch money, and buy whatever.
Okay, I just realized
Oh, boy.
for this,
Or the processed meat. Right?
for this last question, I don't quite understand it, so I'm just going to read it.
Good.
Matt, give me whatever answer you feel that feels right, okay?
Yeah.
If you made a series-winning, buzzer-beating shot like Dame did, how would you rather the opposing team?
Oh, interpret this however
How
you
would
want.
you rather the opposing team?
That does not make any grammatical sense.
Listen.
Rather.
I'm reading all the questions, okay? If people submit, I'm reading them.
I think
Answer poetically, answer in a haiku.
That's what I mean.
after that dunk, Miguel, I feel like you're on fire. Why don't you take it?
Okay, Miguel, you want me to read it again?
Yeah, read it to me again.
If you made a series...
Oh, wait.
Nice.
First, play that sting
Okay,
again.
play that sting one more time, Maddie.
Quickish Questions.
Your voice is so high. Okay. You're just at home recording these screaming. Okay. Miguel, if you made a series-winning, buzzer-beating shot like Dame did, how would you rather the opposing team?
How would I rather the opposing team after I hit a game-winning shot like Dame? For the fame, I want win, so I take. How about that?
Wow.
See?
Yes.
That's why I passed it off.
You know what? I plugged the Beaverton, but I didn't tell you all my brother's Shakespeare.
Yes. That was good.
It was great. Oh my
would've
God.
Gone with something more Dr. Seuss.
Oh my God, I have chills. That's the pod.
I give myself the chills here. I'm shaking in the bathtub.
Hey, thank you both so much. Yeah, it was a good episode. We're heading on to Philly. Jess,
They're coming here.
Jess, you're the denim god.
Jazzed.
The denim.
Iris Denim. What's up? What's going on? Tell people something.
Well, you can find us online at irisdenim.com, or you can find us online and go to our stockist to find out where you can find us IRL.
Okay.
Or you can just order from me there.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I like it.
Yep. By yourself or your significant other. It's just women's jeans, so you're gonna have to make that work.
Listen.
So
Yeah.
if we want some like Stitcher, what was it? Stitchers?
Stitchers? No, you're not going to go to... Listen, she's selling top quality
like
shit
that
here.
style, like really
Top
baggy.
quality.
You get your
real baggy.
You get your
jeans.
fishing
You get your
season
Stitchers outta here.
Stitchers Lake Simcoe shit out of here, buddy. My God.
Yeah. You could go there and
We're talking denim, buddy. My goodness. Miguel,
You should bury those opinions at the bottom of Lake Simcoe.
I hear that.
Simcoe.
Yeah, a lot of hate for my leg. Eh?
Hey, listen.
Go ahead.
well, it's no Muskoka.
It's true. It ain't.
Did you just call Matt a Lake Simcoe head?
Yeah, he's a Simcoe head.
Yeah,
It's true.
he's a
It's
Pike.
all about Lake Simcoe.
He's a Pike stan.
Stan's Pike.
Miguel, what's up? You doing any shows? You doing any fun things? I know you're writing for some cool stuff.
Yeah, right now I'm writing on this season of Because News on CBC Radio on Saturday mornings. So check that out, and you'll hear my jokes, or else hear me telling someone else's jokes.
I like that. Cool. Well, yeah. Thanks so much for listening to the pod, everyone. You know, do all that good stuff. Share, tell a friend, maybe. You know.
Yeah. Do you guys ever get like trolls from other fan bases commenting on you?
People attack me thinking I'm Matt every day.
Wow. That is so unfortunate.
I'm walking on the street and people said, "Did you make that weird little kind of like sound bite where it's Adam Silver?" And I'm like, no. And then they just start throwing fists. So this pod is...
The Adam Silver one really upsets people.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell my mom to stop attacking you.
I think it's nice.
Okay.
I think it's nice.
Thanks so much for listening to the pod, everyone.
It's the Confederacy of
see you next week.
Dunks
Bye.
Basketball
Bye.
Podcast.